Hi, Mahane friends. Happy last day of Mahane. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Today, I want to teach you how to make some flowers. Why flowers? Well, two reasons. Number one, because even though it's not technically a Jewish holiday, we all live here in the United States and we celebrate Mother's Day. And a great way to honor your mom is to give her a special gift that you made, that you spent time on, a gift from the heart. Flowers are generally given. Another reason why flowers is because the holiday of Shavuot is coming up. And Shavuot is when, after going across the desert for many years, we came across Mount Sinai and we received the Torah. Now, at the base, at the bottom of Mount Sinai in the Torah, it tells us that in the middle of the desert, there was a mountain that the bottom half was filled with flowers and green vegetation in the middle of the desert. At the top of the mountain were big clouds and a thunderstorm, but at the bottom were beautiful flowers. And that is why we honor Shavuot sometimes by making flowers, giving flowers. So here we go. There are a lot of ways you can make your own flowers. Of course, the easiest way is to go to your own yard, not somebody else's yard, but your own yard. And if you have some beautiful flowers, you can make a nice bouquet of those. That's the easiest way. Let me show you some things that I've made. Did you see these wonderful flowers? Okay, I'm gonna go a little bit fast, but there are lots of YouTube videos and different ideas out there if you wanna research paper flowers for yourself, okay? Let's look at materials. I have a few basic things that you can use to make flowers. You really could make anything you can use. For paper, if you don't have colored paper, if you ran out, use a newspaper clipping, use wallpaper, use wrapping paper, anything you can use. For the sticks for the flowers, you don't have to have special sticks. These are shish kebab skewers. These are cake testers. You can roll up a piece of paper and use that for a stick. You can go outside and gather small sticks that you can use. There are so many options. All right, let me show you. The first kind is we're gonna make one that looks a little bit like this. So I'm using my cut up magazine. You're gonna cut a piece that looks about like this, a rectangle. And what you're going to do is you're going to cut a fringe, which means make lots of cuts, but only go to about there. Stop cutting when you get about halfway down. You see how I'm just going along and making little cuts all the way down, but not all the way through. Wonderful. Now, what I'm going to do is flip it over and put a little bit of glue on the part. This is the part. I'm so sorry. It's hard to see, but you'll see this top part is all fringy. On the bottom part that's not fringy, I'm going to put a little bit of glue. It's a lot of glue. Wonderful. Then I'm just going to take my stick and I'm going to wrap it around. Now, this first part is a little tricky, but once you get going, you're gonna wrap it and wrap it and wrap it and wrap it. And the best part about these is that you don't really have to be perfect. No matter what you do, the flowers are gonna come out beautifully. And finally, we have something that looks like this, and you're just gonna make the petals come out. All right, there's one. Another kind we can make is with a paper plate. Does anybody have any decorative paper plates at your house? What I did, the decoration is mostly around the edge. What I'm going to do is just cut in and go around and cut this middle out. So what I'm left with is this. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a piece of tape, and I'm going to tape this so that it's facing out onto the stick. See, I taped that end on, and I'm still gonna have to hold it with my finger because paper plates are very tough. And I'm going to wind it on there the opposite way from what it wants to let you wind it. So, not very cooperative, but very beautiful. So, you're gonna have to use those fingers and tell the paper plate you want it to do. And just keep wrapping and wrapping and wrapping. And when you get to the ends, you just tape the ends. That is one other one. And it almost looks like a rose. You use your hands and put it how you want it. There we go. That's another one. This one looks a little bit better. I took my time doing that one. I'm rushing through these for you, friends. I'm sorry. They look a little sloppy. Okay, a third kind is with a napkin. Or you can use tissue paper. Or you can use coffee filters. Anything. What you want to do, I'm just going to use this like this. I'm making on something small. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut around the edges so I make sure that there's no parts that are folded over. So it's almost like now I have lots of little pieces of tissue that are in a square. And this technique brings me back to my childhood. Are you ready? We're gonna fold up and flatten. Turn it over. And we're gonna fold it up, the whole thing. See that? Then we're gonna turn the whole thing over. And see, now it's almost like a stack. We're gonna fold up the whole stack. Turn it over. I think we can do it one more time. Fold up the whole stack. So what you're gonna wind up with is a folded stack. Now you can use a string. I don't have string right now, so I'm just gonna use a skinny piece of tape. I actually just took a regular piece of tape and cut it in half so it would be thinner. And what I'm going to do is place it right in the middle and wrap it around like it was a rubber band almost. Or if you have a piece of string, you can tie it there. And we have what looks like this. Then you can attach it to your stick. However you want to. Then, starting on one side, you are just going to bring up one layer at a time towards the middle. Once you pull them all up individually, it will look something like this. Amazing. Amazing. Okay, one last flower idea. This one's good for if you're going to make a card or something. If you're not planning on putting it on a stick, this is a great idea for you. You're going to take a piece of paper, about a half a sheet of paper. You can again use your magazines, use your wrapping paper, use any kind of paper, and you're going to draw 3 circles. A big circle, a medium circle, and a little circle. 3 circles. Then you're gonna cut them out. Ready for magic of time saving? 3 circles. And what you're gonna do is you're going to put one dot of glue in the middle of the big one and place the medium one on it. Then you're going to put one drop of glue on the medium and put the small one. Now, if you wanted to make more, if you wanted to make 8 circles that just got from bigger to smaller to smaller to smaller, you could do that too. Now we're going to let this dry for just a minute. When we do, I'm going to show you about some leaves. All I did was take a green piece of paper. Does it have to be green? No. And along the edge, I just did 1, 2. And I cut them out. Surprise! Leaves. We're going to pretend like this is dry. And when it's dry, I'm going to use my marker, but I'm not going to open it. I'm going to take the marker and I'm going to put it right in the center. Then I'm going to bring, actually I can turn it over if I want to, and smush, smush, smush down the flower around the end of the marker. Then, what does it look like? It looks like a little flower. And then I put my leaves together, a dot of glue, and there you have it. Wouldn't that look beautiful on a card or a letter? Well, those are some pretty simple ways that I could think of to make some paper flowers. And I hope that I've given you some ideas if that's something you want to do. It's been a great year doing art with you, friends.